Hello and welcome to Magical Travel Adventure. I am Lauren, your host, and today we are going to be talking about the benefits of Express Pass and staying at a premier resort at Universal Studios. If you are new here, hello, I am Lauren. I am a travel advisor and I specialize in Disney destinations, Universal Studios, and of course, cruising. All my information is below if you would like to book a trip with me. But today, I am here to help you with your Universal trip planning. It's super important when you go to Universal Studios and you're one of those Disney people that you understand that there's a big difference between Disney World and Universal Studios. Universal Studios has less planning to do, and it almost kind of scares Disney people who are used to that planning. And they want things to plan and things to book dining. And then they get to Universal and it's almost like I have to teach them to not plan as much when they go. And even more if you're staying at one of the premier resorts at Universal Studios. So Universal Studios has all different types of resorts. They have the value resorts, the prime values, and they go all the way up to those premier resorts. Those premier resorts are going to be those deluxe type of accommodations. There are three of them. They are the Hard Rock Hotel, Portofino Bay, and Royal Pacific. And those three resorts, first of all, they're wonderful resorts to stay at. And they have such an added benefit because they include Express Pass if you are staying there. And I'll get into what that looks like as we go through this. But just know that it's super important that you understand that because it will change how you think about going to Universal Studios. So if you don't know, I am a Universal Studios annual pass holder. I think that it is so worth it if you are going multiple times to Universal Studios to be an annual pass holder. It's much simpler. Disney World doesn't, at this time, it's March 2023. Disney World doesn't even really offer it if you're out of state. So I really like Universal, the ease of it. I do a lot of packages that are both Disney and Universal. Those are options too. I do all of that, so I can definitely help you with that. But let's go over Universal Studios and exactly what Express Pass is. So that is that front of the line access to rides. Now, it does get a little confusing because I'm saying Universal Studios. Well, Universal Studios is actually two parks. It's Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. So there are those two parks. There's also a third park, the water park, Volcano Bay. We're not going to be talking about that in this video. You can go back and check my Volcano Bay video out, but this is strictly talking about Express Pass for Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. So there are two parks. Now, I only sell tickets that go to both Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. So they're park to park. So if you're a Disney person, that's park hopper. But it's a park to park ticket. So you can go back and forth between Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. They are super close to each other. They are easily within walking distance. And if you are a Harry Potter fan, if you want to ride the Hogwarts Express, the only way to do that is if you have a park to park ticket. Definitely worth the park to park ticket. I think that it's much more manageable. It's easy to go back and forth. Some people like some of the rides in Islands of Adventure, others like Universal Studios side. So it's just nicer to be able to go back and forth. It's much more flexible. It just seems like it's an extension, like they are two separate parks, but there's always things you want to do on both sides. And especially if you're going for Harry Potter things, that Hogwarts Express, you really want to ride that. That's one of the rides, and it's different going in either direction. So it's just kind of fun. All right, but the Express Pass is going to get you that front of the line access at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. The hardest part about Universal Studios are the tickets. Understanding what kind of ticket you're getting, what kind of Express Pass you're getting also. Another reason to stay at a premier resort, because all you have to worry about is I'm booking at a premier resort and I'm getting these tickets that my travel agent took care of because she understands it way better than I do. And that's it. Now I can just show up at the park. So Express Pass allows you, there's two lines when you go up to most of the rides, the standby line and the Express Pass line. If you can go into the Express Pass line, that means that whatever the wait time is there, you're waiting at least half of that time. So if it's a 40-minute wait, you're only waiting 20 minutes. If it's an hour wait, you could be waiting up to 30 minutes. It might be less. So don't let that, mean like, oh, I'm definitely going to be waiting. But it's not as quick as if you're at Disney World and you have Lightning Lane. You're not going to like just breeze right through, and it's not going to be like 5 minutes all the time. Sometimes it is. What is different is that there's no reservation system. If you have Express Pass, you can show up at any of the places that you're staying or any of the rides that you're going to at any time. It doesn't matter. You could be, doing Velocicoaster is the newest one that just opened up. You could go do Velocicoaster in the Express Pass lane, and then go and do the Kong ride and go into the Express Pass line right afterwards. There's no like time schedule. You can be going back and forth between Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure using Express Pass, and it's super simple. And it can save you a lot of time. And what I find is when people go to Universal Studios and they're going for the day, they don't need as much time as they do if they have Express Pass. They're definitely going back to the resort and enjoying it. And the resorts are so close that it's much easier to go back than it would be at Disney World. So I really like that option. So that's Express Pass. It's that front of the line. Now there's two options in Express Pass. There's the Universal Express, which you can use one time and ride each ride one time. Then there's unlimited, that you can ride the same ride over and over and over again, and you can go into the Express Pass lane as many times as you want. So you have to decide what your goal is when you're going to Universal Studios, and that would be your option there. Okay, so let's look at some math. Because if you're staying at a Premier hotel, you automatically get that unlimited Express Pass for starting on your check-in day through your check-out day. So if I'm staying at either Royal Pacific, Portofino, or Hard Rock Hotel, and I have a family of 4, and we're checking in to, let's say, Royal Pacific on Tuesday, my whole family that's staying in that room is getting unlimited Express Pass on that Tuesday. And let's say we're checking out on Wednesday. We also get it on Wednesday. So it's a really good option for anyone who doesn't maybe want a longer stay at Universal Studios or wants 1 or 2 days. This is a great option so you can get that Express Pass included in your vacation. And it does make sense money-wise easily. So let's get into money. Now, Endless Summer, this is a resort. This is a value resort at Universal Studios. If I decided, okay, I'm just trying to get the family of 4, I just want to stay there. We're going to stay one night. We're going to get 2-day tickets. They're going to go park to park. That means that I can go to both Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. Okay. The room cost is only $155. That's great for 4 people for one night. Okay. That's including tax and everything. Okay. The tickets, they're going to be the same no matter where I stay, even if I don't stay on site, for a family of 4 for 2-day tickets, going park to park. This is the cost that it's going to be, the $1,425. Now, if we pay for Express Pass, the 4 of us for 2 days, they're over $1,300. That is almost as much as the tickets cost us to go. So Express Pass is very different than it is if you're used to Disney World. Express Pass costs normally start at around $100 a day per person. So it's not as simple or easy as Disney World in that respect, because the cost is definitely going to be more. So if we did this one night stay with 2-day tickets and 2 days of Express Pass, our total is going to be almost $3,000. So you're saving some money definitely by staying at this resort. but is it really worth it? So let's think. If we have Royal Pacific and we book a room at Royal Pacific and we include Express Pass, it already includes Express Pass. So you're not paying anything else for that. Your room cost is $500. Now, obviously, the room cost can go all the way up to $1,000, or over. So it kind of depends on what kind of room you're getting. But when I picked both these, I picked the same date. It was some day in May, and it was a weekend. So I got a Royal Pacific room for $500. That included tax, gratuity, all that stuff that you have to do for Florida hotels. The tickets, same price, same tickets, same group of people, a family of four, over $1,400. Now there's no express pass that I had to add for 2 days. So I just saved over $1,000. And I'm down to now $1,900 for my trip. So I saved just over $1,000 by switching resorts. And you might think like, oh, Lauren, I don't need Express Pass. Well, maybe you don't need Express Pass. So maybe that wouldn't matter to you. But if you are thinking or going specifically during a busy time, I'm trying to show you that you really can just get those things included to make your stay at a Universal resort so much better. It's really nice to have that option to just walk in that Express Pass line. I have paid for Express Pass before, and then I have used Express Pass by staying at the premier resorts. Now, if I'm staying at Universal Studios now, I definitely always stay at a premier resort. I think it's 100% worth it. Paying for the Express Pass, I felt like I had to be at that park every second of the day, riding the rides of anything that had Express Pass. And I didn't feel like it was worth it. So when I had to pay for Express Pass, it didn't feel worth it. But when I had it included in my resort stay, it was like, oh, this is like amazing. Like, I love this. Like, oh, this is so nice. Like, oh, and I get this too. It just feels different. It feels like that VIP experience that you're probably looking for. And it's just so much easier, especially if you have kids. And I'm not talking about young kids. I'm talking about like 10, 12-year-old kids. It's much easier to just go to all the rides using Express Pass and just enjoying yourself and, not planning. You show up and you're like, okay, what do you want to do today? Let's do it. That's that relaxing vacation that a lot of people are looking for. And this allows you to do it without having to pay for a whole VIP tour. That is also an option for you. You can pay for a VIP tour and have an individual tour guide take you around the parks also. So those are other options too, but I'm just trying to show you staying at those premier resorts really can make a difference for you, especially if you're planning on going to the parks more than one day. It would make a huge difference for you. Now, some tips are if you are staying at those premier resorts, you want to check in before you go to the parks because the room key that you're going to get is going to include that your unlimited Express Pass. So you need that in order to go to the parks. The other thing is that make sure that everyone who's going to be staying in the room, their name is on the reservation. They don't care that you have to get 2 rooms if there's 5 of you or 6 of you and you really just want to stay somewhere where you can all jam-pack people in the room. They don't care. If your name is not on the reservation, you're not getting that unlimited Express Pass, even if you're cheating and staying in that hotel. So just make sure you understand that. They do take your picture in the line of Express Pass the first time that you go through. So you can't like hand off your card to someone else. And they are pretty strict about it. So if you're trying to cheat the rules, you're going to get kicked out. You don't want that either. So, all right, if you have more questions about how Express Pass works or how it works with Premier Hotels, please let me know in the comments. Or if you want me to help book your next trip, please reach out to me. My information is below, and I will see you next time on Magical Travel Adventure. Bye.